So what is up, guys? Nick here, helping you to master your technology. iPhone 11 Pro Max 1.5 years later. Now in this episode, I'm going to share with you what I've learned about this phone after 19 months. It doesn't look that bad, does it? After 19 months, it looks pretty good. We do have this, which I think should go away. But other than that, I think it's aged pretty well. And I still absolutely love this midnight green color. Although you can't directly buy this at Apple stores, you can still find it third party. So let's talk about how the body has held up with this device, because this was the first time Apple brought that texture to the back where it was kind of like an edged glass, kind of like really gives it a little bit more grip than a slippery glass back, I would say. And the phone has actually aged very well. This actually aged better than my iPhone 12 Pro Max. So this 11 Pro Max right here actually didn't scratch as much. It didn't show as much as even my iPhone 12 Pro and Pro Max for some reason. It just seems a little bit more like less easy to scratch on the stainless steel edges here. The curved body still feels very nice here in 2021. However, it doesn't feel like the 2021 iPhone. It still has a comfortable feel. I would say the body overall has aged incredibly well. 1.5 years later, I only think about, why is my 12 Pro Max scratching more than my older 11 Pro Max did? Now, I will say all of the 11 series phones, I have found the scratch easier on the actual display though. And I feel like the 12 series is a little bit more durable with the ceramic shield stuff, but this one, man, it's aged very well in terms of the body. So has anything changed my mind about this display 1.5 years later since I've gotten it? I raved about how bright it can get, how sharp it is, mostly that usable brightness. I mean, look at that. You can see it's ridiculous. When the 12 Pro Max came out, I felt like I got the same display, and this one just a little bit smaller. Other than that, pretty much on target. I mean, and what I really like about iPhone 8 Plus, 11 Pro Max here, and 12 Pro Max is the display's width. It's easier to read on this display because it's a little bit wider than a lot of competing Android devices that are going to more skinnier, narrower for more comfortable to hold feel. Yes, the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the 12 Pro Max feel a little bit bigger, but they do give you a much wider experience. So I would say that it's a very nice reading experience on the display. And when watching YouTube videos, but not by it, it's very enjoyable. Being OLED, you have those deep punchy blacks right there. 1.5 years later, I could use this 12 Pro Max or 12 and they all feel very good. So yes, display still very strong for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So has the software gotten better? And the answer is for certain. It definitely has gotten better, mostly because of iOS 14.5 bringing, a lot of new features. Also, just the 14 in general giving you widget support and things like that has really made it shine here. I still want to see split screen on these bigger iPhones, but I will say the software is very neat. It's definitely gotten better since I got the iPhone 11 Pro Max. However, there are some people reporting that on 14.5.1, their iPhone 11 Pro Max is having a little bit of a performance issue, but that wouldn't put me off from buying it because Apple will definitely fix that in the next update. So storage, I went with the 256 gig, so there was plenty of storage. However, I will state that if you did go with a 64 gig, because with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, this was before they had the 128 gig, I definitely would have used all of it. You can see 83 gigs out of 256 gig, 82 now, but I would use the entire phone up already just in 1.5 years. So let me know how the storage went for you on 11 Pro Max up to this point. And now the triple cameras on here. Now I raved about these, and literally the only thing that made me even stop thinking about these is just how good the iPhone 12 Pro's HDR video has gotten. A little bit more detail even on the triple camera system for the 12 Pro Max. But other than that, I can still pick up the 11 Pro Max and feel like I have a pro camera in my pocket. It's freaking amazing still on the 11 Pro Max. There's really no reason to upgrade to a 12 Pro Max unless you really just have to have all the latest features, because I can do everything I'm doing on the 12 Pro Max on the 11 Pro Max. And the front facing camera is strong as well with a 4K 60 recording, all 12 megapixels, 12 on the front, 12 on the back. All three of these, phenomenal. Very much in love with the camera still 1.5 years later. I will say that I would like to see a little bit better night mode. I feel like some other phones do a little bit better on the night mode. In addition to that, a little bit more zoom was nice on the 12 Pro Max, but it didn't really push it too far. I would like to see a lot more zoom because this thing can only go 10x, which is a little bit annoying if you want to go really far on the zoom. That's the only kind of gripe I have with this phone. And I'm not sure if you heard it earlier, but the audio Oh yeah, that audio is loud, loud.
Are there? ESPN, and the gestures are identical. Go ahead, cancel.
Full, rich, and loud audio on this phone. So one of the reasons why people are claiming to have worse performance on the 14.5.1 is they think it's because of this right here. When we hit battery health, your battery health is reporting and you kind of doing a calibration for 14.5.1. I'm gonna see if mine gets to 100 in a few weeks, but I will say this might be the cause of some of the performance issues for the iPhones on at least the 11 series on 14.5.1. But over time, I gotta say, this phone easily gets through a day. This was the best battery life iPhone I've ever tested. 12 Pro Max is pretty much on par with it, but man, when I first used the 11 Pro Max, it was incredible, and to this day it still remains pretty incredible, getting through a day to a day and a half pretty easily. Some people can stretch 2 if they're not using the phone that much. And on the topic of phone call quality, reception, mobile performance, this is an area where I feel the iPhone 11 Pro Max, if you're outside of an urban area, is not the best. I mean, if you're not in a major city, you might not get the best reception on this phone versus other Qualcomm based smartphones like Samsung devices, for example, or even the newer iPhone 12 series. However, this also does have LTE, so you know, if you buy this phone now, at this point you are getting an LTE phone, so you gotta weigh how much does LTE, 5G, what do those things matter to you. That's a really important thing. But I would say I wasn't super happy, and even to this day, it's still not my favorite pick of a phone for best mobile reception. I can't give it the crown there, but it still does okay in that area. So the question is, Nick, why are you making this video? To answer the question, if you're looking for one of these now, you'd be surprised how many people are still buying 10Rs, 11s, 11 Pros, 11 Pro Max. Not everybody buys the latest, phone. Not everybody buys the latest car. Some people buy used cars. You get the point. Some people buy the older phones. So 1.5 years later, you got to ask yourself, are you okay with 4G LTE? If you can find this phone under $700, I think it's a great deal. However, you start getting up in that $800 range, at $900 range, you really got to decide if you want the bigger screen, because then the 12 and the 12 Pro become options for you, and those phones are arguably better in some areas, however not better in battery life and not bigger in the screen. So it does have a lot of things going for it, but you have to live with LTE. So let me know your thoughts. Are you picking up the iPhone 11 Pro Max or not? Thumbs up if you found the video helpful, entertaining, enjoying. Nick here. I will catch you all in the next episode. Be sure to be well, and peace.